and movies itself. Another week, another great movie that Mr. Bob will, well, enlighten about.
I'm going to reveal it.
Reveal it, people.
Yeah.
My legendary co-host, Mr. Bob Lemon.
Hey, Daniel. How's it going there this week for you? Did you get rained on at all? You get rained?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes, rained and cold and rain.
Well, you live by the ocean, so you get a lot of rain, I'm sure.
Yes. Thank God we are in the first week of the spring already, or not yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Very
Still
close,
winter.
I think. Yeah, I think we're close to spring. Maybe we are in spring. That's a good question. I'll think about that.
Because the weather's like.
Yeah, I think you're right. 21st. So today it's first day of spring. You're right.
Oh,
You are
first
correct,
day of the
sir.
spring.
Yeah.
Here in Vancouver, there's a lot of cherry blossoms coming out.
Oh, really? I didn't
Mm,
realize that Vancouver had a lot of cherry blossoms.
lots of cherry blossoms
Well, that's pretty neat.
everywhere. I think it's donated by the Japanese.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, because they have there and they have them in Washington, D.C.
Yes, and Washington D.C. There's a lot.
And those did come from Japan. I'm almost certain.
Japan, yes, where
Yeah.
allergies born.
Yeah.
Too much allergies every this
Yeah,
season, don't you
exactly.
think?
No kidding.
Oh my goodness. Do you?
Well, you may have an allergy to green makeup this week because we're going to review
Okay.
we're going to review Wicked for Good. And we'll
Weekend.
talk a little bit about the original, Wicked, the first one. So this is
Mm-hmm.
the second part of a two-part uh, movie.
Mm-hmm.
There's a stage play called Wicked, and and then they made it into a movie, but they made it into two movies.
Two movies.
Yeah.
Mm.
Uh,
Is it
let's let's give a little bit of history on. So Wicked was a musical on Broadway,
okay?
right? So
Mm-hmm.
it premiered on Broadway in the Gershwin Theater on October 30th, 2003. After they did some initial, uh, you know, test tryouts in San Francisco, and it became a phenomenon. Are you
Okay.
familiar with Wicked at all?
Wicked. No. Is it
No. Okay. So
the latest?
Wicked,
Is the
yeah,
latest is Grande or something?
Ariana Grande, yeah,
Yeah,
she's in it.
Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So for the movie, but just to set you
Oh,
up for the
okay.
movie, the stage play started in 2003, and the original cast, who you may have heard some of these people: Adina Menzel, Kristen Chenoweth, Norbert Lee Butz, and Joel Grey was the wizard. It's a take on the Wizard of Oz, but it's a
Okay.
take on the Wizard of Oz from the point of view of Glinda the Good Witch and Elphaba the Wicked Witch.
Mm-hmm. The
Ah,
Wicked Witch.
the Wicked Witch. So it won several Tony Awards, 10 nominations, 3 Tonys, including Best Actress for Adina Menzel. And I mean, it's just a phenomenon, right? So I can tell you that in my household, my daughter was wicked crazy. And in fact, I think my daughter, my wife, actually went to New York and saw Wicked on Broadway.
Wow.
Yeah.
How amazing.
And so when the movie
So
came out,
how
she was
is it?
very hyped. She was very hyped to have it come out and so forth. And you can see there in the trailer that you're playing on the screen right now, it's got Dina Menzel and I'm going to mess up the other actress's name. Uh, Cynthia Erivo plays the Wicked Witch, and Ariana Grande. I'm sorry, Ariana Grande plays the Glinda the Good Witch, and Jeff Goldblum plays the Wizard. Yes, 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 Jeff Goldblum. Yes, that was my bad Jeff Goldblum impersonation, Daniel. So, so the first movie came out in 2024. It was a big hit, right? And so,
Yes.
but they made it into two parts. So it's really, it's not, um, you know, I don't know what to say, two-part movie, but they didn't need to do that. We're going to talk mostly about the second part, which is Wicked for Good. But I figure we have to talk about the first part because essentially it's one movie. Unfortunately, the powers that be wanted to make it into two movies because they're like, oh, we can't cut out any songs because it's a musical. We can't, it's going to run too long. Trust me, they could have made it one movie. There's no reason in the world why it had to be two
Make it
movies,
two in
other
one
than
one
maybe
movie.
they wanted you to pay twice as much money. I don't know, but it still is a very entertaining movie, as you can see from the trailer. There, the set design on both of the movies, Wicked and Wicked for Good, Part One and Part Two, is just phenomenal. The director is John Chu. And he's directed some other stuff as well that you may have heard about, or maybe you haven't. I don't know, but he has done Crazy Rich Asians and In the Heights are two of his bigger movies. He did Home Before Dark. He worked with Ken Jeong, You Complete Me, which one of his comedy specials, Dance Camp, and so forth. So he's been around a while. He's done all kinds of interesting things in his career. And let me give you the synopsis here. Let me find it. Where did that go? Here we go. Elphaba, a young woman with green skin, navigates life at Shiz University and forms an unlikely friendship with the popular Galinda. Their bond deepens as they encounter the Wizard of Oz, leading to a series of events that ultimately shape their destinies and transform them into the Wicked Witch of the West and Glinda the Good Witch. Ooh. I can tell you're really impressed.
Interesting. Wow, I
So
like
this
that.
was the original Wicked movie and also the Wicked for Good, which I'm going to get to here in just a second.
Hmm.
Huge movies, $150 million budget for the first part
Oh
one.
wow.
It made $474 million in the U.S. and Canada, uh, and then 758 million plus worldwide. So
Worldwide.
obviously that's why they made it into two movies because there you got to think
Money, money,
even if they
money.
came up with half of that money, that's a lot of freaking money.
There's a lot. Give us the 1%,
Yeah.
please.
So it was shot in the United Kingdom, United States, and Canada. Wow, good one for everybody there involved. And the first part I did, the first part of the movie Wicked, I really liked a lot. It takes place mostly as kind of an origin story for our characters of Glenda and Elphaba, and it really, I think, probably between the two parts, much better part. And I really wish they would have just made it a 3-hour movie and put it all together because if they did that, I think this movie would be much better for it. And I think in the future they will do that for when they release it, for streaming and so forth. They'll just put it all together and they'll cut some parts out to make it be a manageable
One
movie.
movie.
Yeah, and but I mean the set design alone. I mean, they didn't win any Oscars as far as I know,
No,
but
why?
they won a couple of BAFTAs. But the set design for both of these movies is just out of this world. They literally created Oz. So if you
Mm-hmm.
think did you see the Wizard of Oz whenever you were younger,
Mm-hmm.
Daniel? So
Yes.
you remember the Wizard of Oz, and I mean it was good, and it still holds up all these years later. But this is like so far beyond in scope for the sets and everything. It just is. They really did build a world with this movie, and I think it really is a magnificent. They spent a lot of money, and it shows. You can see a lot of the money is on the screen. They just didn't spend a bunch of money on one actor or the other, and then whenever you see the movie, you're like, It's not that great. But this was fabulous to watch,
Yes.
and you can
The
just look
makeup
at it.
alone.
Yeah,
Mm.
the makeup, the sets, the grandeur of it all is just amazing. The special effects are all top notch.
Soundtrack.
Everything is happening, and it's you just can't believe it. So,
It's
but
awesome.
the first part I think was by far story wise was much better, because I think they did a really good job of bringing these two main characters and showing us how they uh, got together, how they became friends. They're going to school together and learning how to be magical people of Oz. And then in the first one, they get us all the way through that friendship to the point where um, you know we start to see how the wizard, Jeff Goldblum's character, and Madame Morrible, played by Michelle Yeoh, are kind of manipulative, and
Mm.
they're manipulating Alphaba and Glenda. So everybody loves Glenda. She's like the star of everything that she does, but she's not really magical. Elphaba, on the other hand, has got green skin. She's kind of different. She's not she's not the camera ready person that Galinda is, and but she has magical powers, like more than everybody else, right? She is the one who is uh, she has it all, right, as far as the magic part goes. And so she can read this spell book that they found, and I'm blanking on the name of that darn thing. But anyway, she can read the spell book, which nobody else can, not even the wizard, because the wizard's really not magical. The wizard is technological, and so the wizard has an invested interest in Elphaba because she can actually conjure magic. Madam Morrible can do that as well, and so they kind of want to control Elphaba, and they do some things that aren't too good to her. And she's like, I've had enough of this. You guys are lying to everybody. You're not doing the right thing. And she, in the first movie, at the end, she's out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Right? She takes off. She turns against them. So that's the end of the first movie. Then we get into The Wicked for Good, which is out now on Peacock, and this is where she is kind of uh, taking her revenge. She's trying her best in order to enlighten everyone in Oz to the fact that the wizard is not all good. Miss
Mm-hmm.
Morrible is not good. They're lying to people. They're they're not telling them the truth, and so then they go on a campaign that dub her as the Wicked Witch of the West. And so that's how she becomes that. She wasn't wicked in and of herself. It's really a smear campaign, right? And so I think one of the interesting things about this movie is it really does a really good job of showing kind of the nastiness of politics
Then nasty.
in a yeah in a fantasy realm, but it's very much a nasty. And Jeff Goldblum as the wizard is just the most charismatic person,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody believes in him and trusts him and everything. He's a really really good in this role, and because he's Jeff Goldblum, yes 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 yes, yeah, oh, well, I'm the wizard, yeah. And he convinces everybody to kind of follow him, and he wants to they have magical creatures that live in Oz, and they want to get rid of all the magical creatures. That includes some of the teachers at the university. He's created these flying monkeys that are his spies, and it kind of gives you the background because if you remember in The Wizard of Oz, the flying monkeys worked for the Wicked Witch and not the other way
Mm-hmm.
around. Well, they tell the story of how that happens too, and so and that's in Wicked for Good. So it started out the flying monkeys were working for the wizard, and then they end up working for Elphaba. And it does get into some, kind of the background of why the Wicked Witch of the West became the Wicked Witch of the West, right? So it's her, origin story and everything. She's not really that wicked, honestly. And she's just being, reacting to her environment because she's being treated poorly. And she's watching others get treated poorly, and she's not going to stand for it because she has the ability to do something. And so she does. And so it's really interesting because it kind of turns the Wizard of Oz story on its head, because on the Wizard of Oz, Dorothy comes, and the the Wicked Witch is really wicked, right? In the movie, and then the Wizard of Oz, she's terrible. But in this movie, it shows why she's acting the way she's acting, and she's not really. She's trying to prove a point, and she's not really wanting to hurt people. She wants to show people that what is happening, kicking out the magical creatures and controlling the people. Something. Oh, there you got some music going there. And so forth is not a positive thing, right? And so in Wicked for Good, that's the story of what happens after she's wicked, essentially. And then they have Glinda. They kind of hype Glinda to be the good witch, and she is kind of just a mouthpiece, really, for the Wizard of Oz to keep everybody, thinking positively and following him, and also, reflecting bad on the Wicked Witch and Elphaba. So, and it goes through all these paginations, and then there's other characters, Fiyero, who is actually turns out is interested in Elphaba more than Glinda, even though he's kind of like the Studley guy. There's Bach, who is friendly with Elphaba's sister, Nessa Rose, and she's interested in him, but he's not interested in her. So there's all this kind of love triangle kind of stuff going out. And it also gives us, in telling this second part of the story, it gives us the origins of the Tin Man, the Scarecrow, and the Cowardly Lion. Mm-hmm. And so it brings all of them into there. And actually, they did a really good job of not showing her face, but Dorothy comes into this as well from the original Wizard of Oz, along with the Tin Man and the Scarecrow and so forth. And so they kind of pull it all together in this movie to where it incorporates the original source material into this version, I guess you'd call it. There was a Scarecrow right there. You just missed him. Mm-hmm. And so it's really kind of interesting how they do that. It's not, if you are a diehard fan of the Wizard of Oz, they take some liberties with the storyline, to make it work. Because obviously when you're watching the Wizard of Oz, there's Elphaba's sister. When you're watching the Wizard of Oz, it's pretty cut and dry kind of story. Dorothy gets caught up in a tornado. She winds up in Oz, and she meets the Wicked Witch, who hates her because she gets Glinda gives the ruby red slippers from the Wicked Witch of the East's feet onto her feet, and it's magical and all this stuff. Anyway, some of that stuff is not exactly as told in the original movie, and so it's kind of interesting how they do that. I would say they could easily, now that they've done these two movies, they could easily, make more movies, kind of like Harry Potter, right? Mm-hmm. This is a world. This is a world that's been created, and so they could have more Oz stories. There's no reason why they couldn't. They have. It's a fully formed world, and it would be really neat to see, them make a new story out of this where people are just in Oz. Oh, the Munchkins also get kind of persecuted as well. That was another thing, part of this. The Munchkins are kind of put down. Just like talking animals and any of these magical creatures are kind of put under the thumb of the wizard. Mm-hmm. But I mean, all in all, it didn't need to be two parts, unfortunately. So just on that note, let's talk about the money for the second movie. So
We are
the budget
interested with the
for the
money.
second
Money,
movie
money
was
come to us.
$150 million as well,
How much?
and it made $342 million opening weekend in U.S. and Canada, 147
Mhm.
million opening weekend, and 533 million worldwide so far. So these two movies have made well over $1 billion.
Yes, for
Think
sure
about
they
that.
have more.
Yeah. Well, they will make more. They will. I mean,
It
this is
will be a
something.
franchise.
This is akin to the Marvel movies. Honestly, this is um, the not to sound sexist, but this is the Marvel movies for women.
True.
Because
Yes.
these are $1 billion. It's a $1 billion franchise that women just love, and I mean more than women, but it's obviously targeted towards women, it uh, and it could just go on and on. I would love to see more of
Yes.
these movies because you just look at that. She's coming out of a door. Look at all the detail in that one picture. Look behind her. Look at all that detail on those doors. It's just amazing how much work went into this. Look on the guards have little things that say Oz on them. I mean,
Yes.
it is amazing the amount of work that went into this movie, and it's deserving. Is it a great movie? No, neither one of them are great. You know
But
what I mean?
fantastic.
But
Hmm.
they're not bad.
They're
I
not
mean,
bad.
they're very good to watch. To me, they're kind of, for me, I kind of like science fiction and action and things like that. And so they have the Dune trilogy, right, coming out. The third
Mhm.
Dune movie will be out soon enough. I love the Dune movies, but they're not that great, right? We'll see what happens with the third one, but they're not, fantastical movies. But they're a spectacle to watch, right? So
Spectacle. Yes.
I would say that these are like the Dune movies in the sense that they're not the best movie ever, but they are incredibly visually stimulating, and they have great music and singing, and the dancing and the singing and everything is so well choreographed that you just can't not like it. You know,
Why not? Yes.
right?
Plus the
Exactly.
magic. The magic itself. We love magic.
That's right. Exactly. So here's a couple of pieces of trivia for you. So first announced it would be split into two movies in April of 2022,
Oh,
with
wow.
with
Get it.
composer Steven Swartz explaining the truth is we tried for some time to make it into one movie, which required us to cut or omit things we wanted to include that we believe fans of the show and the story will appreciate it. He added, we found it very difficult to get past Defying Gravity without a break. That song is written specifically to bring the curtain down, and any scene that follows it without a break just seemed hugely anticlimactic. And that was the ending song for the first part, right? So, and I know it's such a big musical. It's hard to make. It's just like
Hmm.
books, It's hard to make movies out of books. It's hard to make movies out of musicals. It's hard to jump between media sometimes. So the monkey
Hmm.
that stole Glinda's pink jacket is wearing it when Madame Marble is talking to the citizens of Oz. That's kind of funny. I didn't realize that. Glinda's purplish
Something.
blue dress, which she first wears, and thank goodness, is an homage to both Billy Burke's pink Glinda gown from The Wizard of Oz and the blue dress worn by Glinda on the stage version of Wicked. So lots of nods to the source material, which is The Wizard of Oz, as well as the Wicked the musical. Um,
Hmm.
so the first movie, Wicked, 88% on the tomato meter, right? And it
Yes.
has a rating of 7.3 out of 10, which I would agree with that. I would agree with that.
Yes.
I probably would rate the first one as 7 as well. I think that would be good. On our popcorn scale, I will give it a 4. All right, for Wicked.
Oh, I think one
And
of the
that's only
highest.
because it is you can't not watch it. You have to see it
Yes.
in some level. You know what I mean? It's not the greatest movie, but it's good, right? And then
You want to
for
see the
Wicked,
magic.
for good, it's not going as well. 66% on the tomato meter, which is not very good. But and it only has 6.7 on the IMDb, and so I would probably give it like 3.25 popcorn buckets from our
Not
rating
bad.
scale. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean it's
it's
just not.
not
The
bad.
problem is it's not. The first one they really brought everything came up, and the second one it just kind of drug on, you know. And
Mm,
honestly, if they were going to make two movies, there was so much more. Um, like all the stuff that combines the Wizard of Oz is in the second movie. So that's how we find out about the Tin Men and the Scarecrow and the Cowardly Lion, and those all happened in the blink of an eye. They didn't
so
like
fast.
give it a lot of time, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they could have done a little more with that since they were making another darn movie anyway, you know. So I think they kind of, they kind of punted a little bit on the second movie. So they really didn't. The first movie has all of the talent and all of the thought
Power.
behind it, and
Yes.
everything clicked. In the second movie, it's like, we're kind of out of juice, and we're just
Sleep
going to finish this up,
away.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end, it was kind of a letdown. Honestly, it was kind of a
Mm-hmm.
letdown. So, because it doesn't. I mean, the funny thing is, the whole of Wizard of Oz happens during this second movie, Wicked for Good, but we don't see any of it. We only see little tiny glimpses. And, at the end of this movie, the wizard's going up in the hot air balloon to take Dorothy back to Kansas because basically he gets kicked out of Oz.
Mm-hmm. Kicked out.
It's because he's been a bad leader and they caught him, and this was a way for him to save face. And that's kind of the end. And it's like, oh, okay. I mean, I understand, but he doesn't really get any comeuppance, other than he has to go back to Kansas. I mean, have you ever been to Kansas, Daniel? Ugh.
No, not yet. How
Yeah,
is
don't go.
Kansas?
Don't bother. Don't bother.
I'd rather go to your place,
Yeah, Missouri was way better than
Missouri.
Kansas. I mean, the part of Kansas right across from Missouri and Kansas City is pretty nice, but when you get into the deep end of Kansas, there in the middle, it's not so much going on. So, but anyway, where this takes, where the Wizard of Oz takes place is out in rural Kansas, and I don't think you want to go there. But all in all, it's definitely worth watching. The first one is much better, but I figure if you're gonna watch one, you might as well watch the other one. So put them all together and watch both. Now I can't remember how long it is. Let me see. The first movie is, where does it tell me how long it is? 2 hours and 40 minutes. Long
Two
movie.
hours. Mm.
Yeah. The second movie is 2 hours and 17 minutes. So we're talking almost 5 hours of
Five
movie
hours.
right there. Yeah.
Mm.
But
Just
if you watch the
like,
whole thing, yeah, it's a long movie.
yeah, it's a long. So we need to cut into two. He said, or four, or five. Who
Yeah,
knows?
that's
Just
a good
like
long
Lords of the
movie right there.
Rings. Mm.
So yeah, but if you like if you like the spectacle of the movies, this is a pure spectacle to watch.
Spectacle. It does. This is not people spoiler, but wow,
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
spectacle.
I tell you. Well, you kind of know some of the movie anyway, but
Mhm.
it's very extremely well executed. There's
The fight scene, I
nobody's
like
done it
it.
better. So it's really, there's all the BAFTAs right there. Look at that.
There's a lot of awards. Do you want to
Yeah,
watch
a lot
CBC
of
Award,
awards because it was just so beautiful.
Film
Such a
Awards
beautiful
nominee?
movie to watch. Now, I will tell you,
Hmm.
I don't know. Are you a fan of Ariana Grande, who plays
Well,
Glinda?
I think I like the voice. She's small but so powerful.
Yeah,
Don't you think?
I
Oh my
don't know. She's
gosh.
kind of goofy. I don't know. You
Yes.
get me. I certainly loved like Elphaba. I loved Cynthia Erivo. She was
Hmm.
fantastic. I think Ariana Grande is kind of, but the thing is, she played a shallow character, and she did a great job because she seemed very shallow as well. So maybe that's what I'm seeing there. Maybe she's really quite a deep thinker, and I'm just letting her character take me away. So
It's just like a villain and
yeah,
both the
could be, could be.
star. Could be, right?
Yeah, it could be. Michelle Yeoh did good and she's not even listed on most of these things. Michelle Yeoh played, she was quite the villain in this movie, and I think she did a great job. And obviously
Hmm.
Jeff Goldblum is I think he's always good in everything, but he's kind of got a, his own thing. He always, yeah, yeah, oh yes, yes, yes. And he kind of does a little bit of the same thing every time, but still he always does a good job. So
Hmm.
go
They
see
are
it.
Oscar shortlisted.
Maybe, don't go out of your way too quickly. I don't know.
Uh-huh. But they have a lot of awards, eh?
Yeah,
They
they
are
got a lot of things.
shortlisted on
Yeah,
Oscar.
shortlisted on the original side. And yeah, music was fabulous, and the visual effects were fabulous.
Musical,
Everything,
definitely.
yeah.
Sound
Follow the
effect for
yellow brick
sure.
road. Follow the yellow brick road. So that's what I've
Wow.
got on Wicked. Another
What?
two movies for you. Look at that. Two movies again.
Wow, two movies in one. And thank you, Mr. Bob, for giving us those phenomenal recommendation. And for sure, are we gonna watch both of them? I like the magic with it.
Oh yeah, you'll love it. You'll love it.
There's a magic on each characters of each, for sure. If you love Wizard of Oz, you can relate it.
Exactly.
Definitely. So, Mr. Bob, would you like to, well, say something about your podcast?
Sure.
Patrick
you can
Radio.
catch you can catch me over the rainbow, Daniel.
Yeah, I like the rainbow. Because
You can catch me. You catch me here on the 101s. We've got several of those movies,
yes.
comedy, trivia, conspiracy. You can also catch me at staticradio.com at Static Radio on socials. What about you,
So,
Daniel? Where are they finding you at?
well, lots of podcasts. Right now, I have a 22 podcasts, Mr. Bob. So,
What?
yes, imagine 22 podcasts I do every week. Plus, I have like 150 guests every month. Imagine, please do listen to 101 as Mr. Bob talking about. And please watch these highly recommended movies back to back. So tune in, people. We're doing comedy.
I don't think we're in
Mr. Bob,
Kansas
thank you so
anymore.
much
Oh,
for your time.
yeah. Thanks, Daniel. Bye.
Monica, people, see you soon.